Today I would like to look at feet. I've got a little box there with several different feet in. They can be very, very confusing. In particular today, I'd like to look at the cordon foot. That's the cordon foot. It has a little metal bar going across the top that you slide your cords or embroidery floss under. We're going to be using embroidery floss, normally used for embroidery. That's a work in progress, but it's getting there. I buy embroidery floss in vast amounts on the internet. Okay, so for today I've chosen 2 sets of 3 colours. The first set I've chosen is shades of blue, a navy, a mid and a light. The second set, which we will be sewing with, are purples. Dark purple, mid purple and a pink. Okay, so very simply, we're going to take the cordon foot, and just for reference, that's a general foot next to it. Right, cordon foot, we need to put the floss underneath that bar, and there's 3 little grooves. I'm using 3 bits of embroidery floss, so each will go in its own groove. It does take a moment and it's a little bit fiddly to pop the embroidery floss in. We take the floss under the bar, give it a pull, make sure the floss goes out of the back of the foot. Settle it into its groove. And the same with the second and third. As I say, a little bit fiddly, but worth the time. Okay, now we've gotten them in, we settle them in nicely and pull them through ever so slightly. It's easier if now we lay the embroidery foot down onto its face and tie a knot in the floss. Again, all this work's just a little bit fiddly, but well worth it. While I was doing that, one of them popped out. Not a problem, just pop it back in again. Okay, now we've done that, if you pull it through a little bit, take it to your machine and pop it on as normal. Lift the foot again and just lay your floss flat. Okay, take fabric from the front, lift the floss and place your foot where you'd like to start. Just popping the foot down to hold them in place. On the Butterick EB6100 we have a low shank machine, so obviously my feet are for a low shank machine. The stitch I will be choosing is stitch number 8. The width is 6, the length is 1. They're the defaults on this machine. It works brilliantly for what I'm doing. Stitch number 8 is a zigzag, but it's a multi-zigzag. The reason I'm using a multi-zigzag is I've got 3 bits of embroidery floss and need the needle to go down between the floss to adhere it to the fabric. And simply a couple of locking stitches and we're off. I've just managed to actually tangle up my threads. and my machine is letting me know that it's not happy. In situations like this, it is easier to take your threads out. So we'll remove the fabric. And rethread your machine. Never easy to thread a machine when you're on camera. Just going to take my floss to one side, and I'm actually going to rethread the spool, the bobbin underneath, sorry, as well. And there was my problem. Just to bring my bobbin thread up, I'm going to pop my foot off, just so it doesn't catch on the embroidery floss. And pop the foot back on. Make sure the knot in the floss is clear of the foot. Pop your fabric back under, and we're ready to go again. And what I've done, when I threaded my machine, I caught a thread underneath my foot when I was putting my foot back on. Pull your fabric from the back so that it pulls your floss through. Cut your threads, and there we go. We will be doing other tutorials, and there's a couple of things I'd like to show you of the tutorials coming up. Fabulously cute little cushion cover. There's one in pink. There's one in blue. Also, I'll be doing little coin purses. Very, very simple, quick little projects. And to get around the fear of a zip.